Frozen 2 has released their official trailer just in time to appear before Toy Story 4, and oh, I'm growing ever more excited for the journey we will get to see Elsa and Anna embark upon. New magic is being explored, origins of powers will be revealed, and spirits and monsters are all around, which is why today we're going to theorize, examine, and break down it all. Hello, I'm Isaac from Wotso Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people. On my channel, I focus on spreading magic by examining Disney films, so if you are new here, consider subscribing. On YouTube and likely in cinemas, the Frozen 2 official trailer begins in darkness as we see the waves that Elsa attempted to conquer in the teaser trailer return. Elsa prepares to venture into the ocean as we had seen before, only now we are only getting glimpses of her actions as instruments and rigging cut in and out until she finally unleashes a massive blast of ice magic in hopes of allowing her to scale the wave, only for it to launch her into the sea. This is where many of the trailers on other social medias like Twitter and Instagram begin. While in the teaser trailer, this is the last moment we saw of Elsa on the stormy seas, in this official trailer we get to see what happens after she's forced underwater. Elsa is dragged down and twisted around under the Black Sea, but she soon gains her bearings. Focused on returning back to the surface, she begins to swim upward until a thunderous flash of lightning seems to summon a horse underwater. It quickly fades away, but when another flash of lightning occurs, it reappears right in front of Elsa. The water-based horse with glowing blue eyes stares at Elsa intently until the blast of light leads to the horse transforming into bubbles to float past Elsa. But what could that underwater horse be? What I think this being could be is a Naken. While known by many names throughout Europe, in Norwegian mythology and folklore, the Naken are believed to be a type of shape-shifting water spirit who often take the form of other creatures. One of the most common forms of the Naken was called the Bakist, which translates to brook horse and was known to be a mythological entity in Scandinavian folklore. These horses were often described as majestic and would appear near bodies of water like rivers, particularly during foggy weather. The spiritual horse that materialized in front of Elsa during a dark, stormy night may be a Naken, but that doesn't really help us on whether it was there to watch over Elsa or harm her. The Bakists were known to be tricksters who would often manipulate people into riding them, which would lead to the mythological horses to drown their riders. But these water spirit entities were also famous for occasionally teaching their wisdom if presented with gifts. Most commonly, they would teach their magical songs, and those beings who taught their magic were called Fasagrim. Maybe this magic is after Elsa, but by how it looked at her and allowed her to rise to the surface, maybe the spirit will be of some assistance to her. With that entity gone though, we see Elsa force herself up out of the depths, with music building until it culminates with her breaking through the surface of the water. Then we are drawn to see that the fall of 2019 will be when this film is initially going to be released, until the trolls in their rock form come hurtling down a path towards Kristoff, Anna, and Elsa. From the individuals in large rock faces behind them, it appears the Arendelle citizens are away from their kingdom. And from the haste of Grandpappy, along with his willingness to reveal his kind to those outside of the royals and Kristoff, I think this indicates the news the leader of the trolls must share is urgent. For the first time in at least generations, the trolls have shown their existence, and it's done so they may guide Elsa to her next journey. We discover from Grandpappy's words to Elsa that the past is not what it seems, likely for both Elsa and ourselves. As this is being stated, we are then shown a young Elsa who appears to be older than she was when she had the accident with her sister, but before she was drawn to obsess over her magic to a point where she needed gloves. Then we see Elsa and Anna's mother, Queen Iduna, staring at the light of the Northern Lights, which were often featured throughout the events of Frozen when magic was occurring, like on the night of the accident or when Anna first visited the trolls prior to Elsa ending the eternal winter. And following that flash to her mother, Elsa is then shown in a never-before-seen dark purple gown, playing with magic that transforms from a horse that I believe is likely connected to the one we saw beneath the water, to massive giants, to leaves, which then accumulate together into a bright swirl. Later on, we will see Elsa having stronger dominion over this type of free-flowing, life-filled magic, which indicates whatever is happening is deriving from her. And I think maybe what is occurring is she's somehow foretelling the events that will come, for we have or will see a magical horse, giants, a realm filled with leaves, and a place where all of those events will culminate. While this magic is occurring, Grandpappy tells the girls they must find the truth, and from the description of the trailer, I believe we know what mystery they are attempting to unearth. The description of the YouTube video summarizes the film with an initial question: why was Elsa born with magical powers? The description then goes on to say, quote, "The answer is calling her and threatening her kingdom. Together with Anna, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven, she'll set out on a dangerous but remarkable journey." Elsa is being drawn out of her kingdom by a threat to Arendelle that is seeking to discover how the Snow Queen could obtain her magical gifts. To stop that danger, Elsa must venture outside of Arendelle to learn the truth about herself. Since we saw a young Elsa juxtaposed with Queen Iduna staring at the light of the Northern Lights and Elsa using her magic, I think this may be tied to a theory that I developed based on director interviews and hints in the original film that indicate Elsa's powers came from the Aurora Borealis. But my guess is that concept will be fleshed out more in the sequel. I'll leave a link to that theory video in the description if you'd like to see all of my current thoughts on where Elsa's magic derived from. Then we find out where Elsa, along with her family and friends, must venture to in search of answers. They must go north, past the North Mountain where Elsa constructed her ice castle, through the Enchanted Lands, and into the unknown. As this is being said, we see Sven pulling Kristoff, Olaf, Elsa, and Anna in a sleigh that appears to be similar to the one that Anna gave Kristoff after Elsa unthaws Arendelle, even though that one was destroyed by Olaf over a holiday season. Elsa appears to be wearing her blue dress that appeared in the teaser and the poster, so those must be the clothes she's taking on her journey into the Enchanted Lands, while her purple dress is one that she is wearing before her adventure begins. In the background, we see the gorgeous castle Elsa had built as they leave Arendelle, before we transition to see the fog-covered autumn realm that we now know is going to be referred to as the Enchanted Lands, which were captured wonderfully in the teaser. Then we see Anna and Olaf in an ice canoe going down a stream into a cave where they plummet down a waterfall. This totally reminds me of the Frozen Ever After ride in Walt Disney World's Epcot, where you soar down from the North Mountain to Arendelle in your lavish Norwegian boat. But hey, that's just what I thought of. Maybe this descent into this dark cave is the place where Anna has been seen to be separated from her friends in a dark, rocked place in the teaser trailer. I think that lines up pretty well, since we see her climbing up on the rocks and attempting to find an exit. Next, a purple flame, one that we have seen is difficult for even the Queen to stop with her magic, zip across the ground near soldiers and reindeer alike. The magic seems to almost have a mind of its own as it leaps from tree to tree, instantly setting anything it touches aflame. It seems to behave similarly to magic Elsa had previously experienced in this trailer, which leads me to think someone is likely controlling these flames as they set the entire forest around them on fire, seen when Kristoff and Sven are surrounded. But in the next shot, that purple fire seems to be mostly under control as Elsa is on the ground with ice all around her as Kristoff comes to pick up Anna. While Elsa may not have originally been able to halt that fire magic, it appears by straining herself, she likely can. Then Grandpappy explains, just as the description does, that while Elsa may have feared her powers were too much for the world, now we must hope they are enough. These words indicate that Elsa is going to be pushed to use her magic in ways that she never thought she would need to. There's a presence that's coming that will force Elsa to push herself to new levels. We flash back to Elsa while these lines are being said as she is continuing to use and play with her magic as we had seen earlier until her face becomes serious and she unleashes the many styled floating diamonds into the world as they spread all across Arendelle. These were the diamonds we had previously seen when Anna walks outside of her bedroom door in the teaser. As you may be able to tell, I think the trailer is a lot more powerful when paired with the teaser. The best explanation for what these magical diamonds could mean is best explained by the Super Carlin brothers in their video on deciphering them, which again I will link below. My assumption is that this event of unleashing these mystical diamonds will play a part in the inciting incident that draws Elsa on her adventure, for we are soon shown these symbols on what seem to be the destination for our heroes. We see the Arendelle crew approach a massive wall of what appears to be smoke or clouds just before Elsa and Anna are shown with massive planes behind them. Holding hands, Elsa and Anna approach the smoke, and using Elsa's magic, some of the smoke dissipates to reveal 4 monoliths with the 4 ruined symbols on them. Whatever provided Elsa with her powers, I believe is tied to this unknown place, so of course, they all enter. Anna then assures Grandpappy she will stand by her sister.
I won't let anything happen to her.
But then we see Elsa hiding behind a tree as a giant who looks similar to the ones outlined earlier glances towards Elsa's position. The creature appears to be something that doesn't look organic, but otherworldly and made of stone, similarly to the Earth Titan from Hercules or the trolls of Arendelle. In Norse mythology, this giant was commonly referred to as a Jotnar, and was told in legend to be a species frequently in conflict with the gods and separated from the world of humans by high mountains or dense forests. Similarly to the magical water horse that appeared within the dark waters Elsa was submerged in, these giants could be helpful or detrimental for Elsa. While Elsa does seem extremely frightened of these massive beings, which is smart since they commonly represent the untamable and destructive characteristics of nature, at times giants are also thought of as extremely wise entities beyond time. Either way, after crossing both mountain ranges and forests, Elsa will be confronting a giant at some point. Then the title Frozen 2 appears with leaves flowing across, followed by the statement the film will be in theaters in November of 2019. I think the first official Frozen 2 trailer did a wonderful job at continuing to build excitement for Elsa and Anna's journey beyond Arendelle. Questions that were established in the original story are being brought up again to be resolved. The creatures and the magic of the world is expanding far beyond what I had originally imagined, and the characters will be forced to face threats that will likely be much different from what we had previously seen. I am ready to see these sisters travel beyond their kingdom to learn about themselves, face giants, and enter the unknown. But now it's time to hear your thoughts. What did you think of the official Frozen 2 trailer? Let me know what you think in the comments, along with any other ideas you have for future videos. To see more Frozen videos like my analysis of the Frozen 2 teaser trailer, you can find a link to those videos in the description along with the other videos I mentioned. And if you'd like to continue to see more magical discussions like this one, then don't forget to click that subscribe button and the beautiful bell if you're new. Thank you to my wonderful patrons over on Patreon who are amazing supporters of my videos. And as always, thanks for watching and have a magical day.